Hello everyone, this is Jayla of Cartridge, and this is a very different style of video today because I didn't actually record the voiceover at the same time I was recording this game. So for those of you that don't know, this is a game called Night in the Woods that actually just released yesterday. On the day that this video comes out, it would have been from the 21st of February. And people that know me know that I have been waiting for this game for nearly 2 years now? Almost 2 years now. I first found out about it 2 years ago when I went to the EMP in Seattle, though I think it's called something else now. I think it's like the Mo-Pop, like Museum of Pop Culture or something like that. But anyway, I played the demo for this game there, and ever since then I have aggressively looked up everything I could about the game, and I've kept very close tabs on it since that fateful spring break trip up to Seattle. But it has finally come out, and I've been playing it. I'm recording it. This is being recorded, my voiceover, the day that it's come out. I've just taken a quick break from playing it so I could do this. But I've been playing it basically since it came out and had finished downloading on my computer this morning. It's about 5 in the afternoon now. 5 in the afternoon, early evening. It's not dark enough yet to be called evening, so it's like 5 in the afternoon. But I really wanted to show you guys this game because it's been so good so far. Like, honestly, it's been really, really fun to play. This isn't the very, very beginning of the game. It's probably about maybe 20 minutes into it. A little bit, maybe like 10, yeah, between 10 and 20 minutes into the game. Mostly because I kind of realized a little later that I hadn't switched the resolution to be higher once I made it a full screen thing. So the graphics were a little awkward, and it wasn't really bad, it just wasn't as crisp as it could be. And basically, I just kind of wanted to show this part of the game. It's basically the first full day you're home. So I should probably explain a little bit about the background of the game. I'm really sorry I'm gonna be all over the place with this because I'm trying to keep myself a little bit calmer for the sake of this video, or well, for the voiceover of the video, because if not, it'll just be me all over the place and it's already gonna be pretty bad. But I guess I should explain a little bit about the game first. So, okay, oh boy, where do we start? I might just pull up the summary that's on their website, because I think that's a pretty good way of explaining it. So yeah, I've pulled up the summary for the website, or summary on their website, literally just nightinthewoods.com, and I'm reading it off there because I think this is a very good summary of the game to explain what's going on. Let's see. College dropout Mae Borowski returns home to the crumbling former mining town of Possum Springs, seeking to resume her aimless former life and reconnect with the friends she left behind. But things aren't the same. Home seems different now, and her friends have grown and changed. The leaves are falling and the wind is growing colder. Strange things are happening as the light fades, and there's something in the woods. It's May, the lovely cat character that we're running around as, is a 20-year-old college dropout. She's just come home, in this particular recorded bit of the game. It's literally the first full 24-hour, or full day she's home in her town. She got home really late last night, from coming home, basically. And it's a lot of talking to people and looking at things. It's very dialogue and just text heavy is the best way to explain it. Sometimes it's just May kind of almost commenting on things to herself. Other times it's legitimate conversations with other characters. There's all of the lovely just inhabitants of Possum Springs that you don't actually get to talk to, but are just kind of walking around, like this bear here in the camo hat. I think like that bear in the camo hat, the people driving by in cars, this group of kids right here that I'm actually about to talk to in the recording, I think. It's so interesting, and everybody has all of the characters, even the ones that are just technically background characters that you can ignore and still finish the game, they all have distinct personalities. Like, I have become attached to this. I don't know if I talk to, I think her name is, I want to say her name is Lori. It's written in, so basically Mae has this journal that she writes / draws things in as she goes around. In character, she was basically prescribed quote-unquote journal writing as part of her therapy that she's been going to for, I think, since she's been in high school, it sounds like. But in game mechanics-wise, game-wise, it's kind of a way of reminding you the things that you've done and experienced and seen through the eyes of Mae herself. But there's a character that, I think she's a mouse? I'm pretty sure she's a mouse, and she sits on the rooftops. Not in this area, but in one of the areas over from where, like, the recording is currently showing. And I've become really attached to her as a character. I don't know why. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. I literally just call her, my roof friend, because she's basically always up on the roof. And she's not like most of the teens or like the younger characters in the game that are, you know, like high schoolers or middle schoolers are kind of little shits. Which, looking back on a lot of it, I feel like that's really the case even when I go back home to see people at my high school sometimes. Which, by the way, I love everybody in my hometown high school, but, like, damn, some of them are little shits. But, like, this particular character that sits on the roof isn't one of those, like, really asshole-ish, rude teenage types. But I've just become really attached to her for no reason other than I've talked to her and I like her and she's not rude. Gosh, I'm all over the place. I'm just really excited about this game. I was originally going to actually record the voiceover while I was playing this, but I realized that I would have been not only way too excited to speak properly, but I would be just constantly reading text, and I basically have very little time for actual commentary, so I figured this would be a little easier. Sorry, by the way, that I go through the text kind of quickly. I read kind of fast when I'm not playing games for, like, specifically for recording, and having to, like, read out all the text. I usually go through text pretty quickly, so if you can't read all of it, I'm very sorry about that. Oh gosh, what else about this game? Honestly, it's just so good. It's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I think the hardest quote-unquote part about this is going to be when you replay the game. I don't think there's any way to skip to certain parts of the game, so you have to replay the entire thing every time. Because I don't think I get to that point in this particular video, but you get to make choices as to who you hang out with. At the end of certain days, most of the days actually, you get to make a choice of who to hang out with. So far, it's only been between Greg and B, but I don't know if you are able to hang out with other characters. Well, I mean, it's basically B, Angus, or Germ, I guess, but characters, I'm saying names that you guys won't know anything what I mean, but it's fine. But it's really interesting. The art style is really cool. I love the music so much. I cannot wait for, like, the soundtrack to be available for purchase for this game, because I will buy it in a heartbeat as soon as it's available. I don't know, I really enjoy it. I love the detail. Oh, in fact, this is the character. Yeah, Lori. Her name's Lori. This is the one that she usually sits on the roof. I think in this area of the town as well, actually. But I kind of like her compared to all of the other younger characters that Mae talks to in this game. I think that, like, for example, earlier there were the teens down in the tunnel, and they were just very rude, and I don't like them. But yeah, it's great. If you, like, honestly, if you enjoy games that are very story driven, there's not really any sort of true action moments. Well, at least I haven't encountered any so far. I don't really know. I would assume that it's not going to be that way later based on just what I know about the game and what's been presented so far. Anything, like, it's a really, I don't know, I feel like it's not only story driven, it's a very character driven game. You learn a lot about the characters through their actions and their choice of words and the things that are said or that can be said. And at first I was kind of thinking you can really influence the way that Mae interacts with people based on your choices, but having gone further into the game since, you know, recording this very, very early bit, I've realized that some of the choices are kind of just two different ways of saying more or less the same thing, or you just get to choose what part of a conversation you address, and it's still in a very Mae-like manner. She's not the most socially tactful, I guess is one way of explaining it, but she's a bit of a mischief maker. I mean, you can tell already. It's not in this particular clip, but early on in the game, her mother addresses the fact that she doesn't want Mae to be going up on the power lines, and Mae is just like I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm a rebel kind of thing, and it's just a really interesting thing. I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place. I'm really excited about this game. People who have heard me talk about this know that I will not shut up about this game. I would not shut up about this game even before it was released, so now it's gonna just be even worse for all of you. So, hey guys, if any of you are listening to this, I'm sorry, but also not really that sorry. But no, it's just, honestly, it's a really, really fantastic game. I'm absolutely loving it so far. I've just hit the first real, well, without giving away too much of the game, I've hit the first really supernatural-ish moment of the game. But even that's not really true, because without giving away I love this little drawing that she has in her notebook for this, but without giving away too much about the game itself. And this is actually part of the reason I'm not doing a full Let's Play series of this, a full recorded series of this, and it's because I really, really would encourage people to get the game themselves. I want to say it's like $15 on Steam, but I could be wrong. Honestly, I pre-ordered it when it was first available for pre-order, and that was almost a month, probably a little bit more ago at this point, so I don't remember exactly what the price was, but I think it was 15. But I just really, really would encourage people to buy it and play it if this seems like your type of game. If people are really, really, really interested in seeing me play it, I will definitely be doing more than one playthrough of this game, because I think that depending on who you interact with, you get kind of, or like who you choose to hang out with and how you interact with them, I think you get different, viewpoints of I don't want to say viewpoints of the story, you get different information from the story, essentially, especially related to characters. So for example, I've hung out with B for a couple nights, and Greg I've only hung out with one night. I imagine that if I were to hang out with one or the other every single night, you obviously, as characters get much closer to each other. But if you guys really, really want to see a full playthrough, I will record a second run through, if that's what you guys want. Like, I'm open to that, because I'm going to be playing it again anyway. If you guys really want to see it, I will do that. But I really just wanted to be able to have this first run through to myself. I know that sounds a little bit selfish, but it was a decision I made for a couple of reasons, even though I really wanted to show off this game. First of all being that I didn't think I would be coherent slash calm enough to make a proper recording. In the sense that you think I'm all over the place now. I have had the time to kind of calm down from the original rush of the game being released and me being able to play it. And it would have been so much worse if I had done it from the get-go. And another reason is that because there is just so much dialogue in this game, I wouldn't really have a chance to properly commentate on what was going on. I might not actually read out all of the dialogue when I'm playing it, because it's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, but I might do it. And it kind of just depends on what you guys want. If you guys want to see it, I'll do it. If not, this will be the video on Night in the Woods for the channel. This is also going to be a little longer because I kind of wanted to basically show most of the first day that Mae is at home. And here it's basically you go to speak with Greg, who's your friend from high school time. Greg is the fox that's run off. He's currently off screen. Angus is the bear, and Bee is the... I don't know if she's a crocodile or an alligator. But yeah, she's the one on the left. But basically it's time for an impromptu band practice, which I think I did pretty okay on. I could have done a lot worse. Yeah, I think I did okay on this. It could have gone a lot worse considering, but yeah, I really love the game. I cannot stress enough how much I'm loving it so far. Oops, there we go, there goes me messing it up. But no, like, I really cannot stress enough how much I love the game and how much I recommend it if you're interested in these types of games. I cannot comment much on the implied fact that there's supernatural elements to the game. The most I've experienced that is when Mae starts having dreams. I guess that's the most I can say without spoiling any of it. But I don't actually know how long the game is because I've been playing for let me check how long I've been playing. I've been playing for 5 hours according to my Steam account, right? I just tabbed over to check. And I just started what's been labeled as part 3 of the game. The parts aren't horribly long. The first one's a little shorter than the second one. But I don't know how many parts there are to the game, quote-unquote parts there are to the game, and I don't know how long it runs. But I'm having a blast. If any of you have seen, or have been interested in this game and have been keeping track of it, there was gameplay from, I think it was E3. I think it was I don't know if it was Polygon who put up the video, but basically there was gameplay from E3 that, it was just of the demo for the game. It was the last demo for the game that, the developers, well, they collectively go by the name, Infinite Fall. And it was just the last demo that they put out, in terms of build, and when I got to that part in my playthrough, I was so excited because I'd seen the demo and I'd never had it. The demo that I played a long time ago was a very old and early build. A lot of the things, like, even just watching the newer demo, the build that was put out, I remember, like, I was like, wow, so many things are different, like, none of this existed. But it was amazing. It was such a nice feeling. It was a really good feeling to finally be able to play it for myself. It's been a great time. It's been such a great time. Oh, here's Greg not eating his pizza crust. Part of me was like, why would you do this? But part of me also understands. It's a bit of a struggle. Oh god, no, bottom line is, I know I've repeated myself a lot, but bottom line is, I 100% recommend the game. I haven't finished it yet, but as of where I am right now, I 100% with all of my heart and soul and video game love and knowledge, I recommend the game. If this is the type of game you're interested in. I understand that it's not a game for everybody. But if you're into character-driven games, if you're into story-driven games, I don't know, character-driven doesn't really seem like the right thing to call this, but it kind of is in a way. But yeah, dialogue-heavy, story-driven, I 100% recommend this. I really, really love it. Also, I cannot wait. I know that I've also said this, but I cannot wait for the soundtrack to be released for just regular purchase. Greg, by the way, is a really excitable character sometimes, and I really, really love him. He's so great. Oh right, here's where you find out that one of your old friends, I think he used to be a member of the band that they're in, and then B was called in to replace him on drums, but she now uses like a laptop instead of an actual drum set. And they're like, that's not real drums. Which, I mean, technically they're not wrong, but that's also not, like, a horrible substitute, in my opinion. But, you know, that's just me. Bottom line, again, I recommend the game. It's great. Support the game. If you guys really, really want to see me play it when I do a second run-through of the game, I will just, like, honestly just put it down in the comments. I will take that all into account as to whether or not I record a second or even third playthrough, because I have a feeling that it's going to take more than 2 to get every side of the story here. Oh yeah, this was interesting. I was not expecting at the end of the first in-game day, full day at least. You leave the diner with your friends and you find an arm on the ground and you start poking it. You know, as you see that I've done here, and then you find it has like a weird diamond tattoo on the arm. Don't know why, but it's probably significant. Haven't figured it out yet. That's great. But yeah, no, I also like the touches of how certain characters have colored text corresponding to kind of like their color theme, I guess, in a way. So, for example, see, like, Greg has his text is almost the same color as like his fur would be. Angus's color is a bit like it's a more subdued orange color, sort of, kind of. And then B's is like a light blue color, and it's just, I think that kind of those kinds of touches are really cool. And it's really interesting to see how their relationships are very dynamic. And like obviously it's scripted, you know, it's quote-unquote scripted in the sense that the game was developed to have their relationships go in certain ways, at least even within the different variations of choices that were made, and whether you hung out with this character or with this character. But it's really interesting to see how it changes from day to day. And oh, here's a better look at Mae's, kind of what a page in Mae's journal would look like. But with the characters, it's really interesting, and their interactions seem genuine. Especially, I really like the relationship between Mae and B at the moment, at least as far as I've gotten in the game, because it's a very tenuous relationship. There's some days where it seems like they're getting a lot closer, and they're actually, you know, getting back to being friends again, because I've picked up that basically they used to be really close friends when they were way younger. Something happened, they kind of fell apart. Mae, as far as I know, hasn't really been in contact with any of her friends from this town until she came back, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's some days where B and Mae seem like they're getting closer again, and there's days where it's just everything falls apart, and I'm just like, damn, this is really interesting to me. I don't know why. I love that Mae and Greg get along well. They're kind of they have a friendly like insulting banter that they do sometimes, which I think is very well done, and it reminds me of some friendships that I've had in the past, but in a way that's not bad. But yeah, I'll wrap up my shitty, unplanned rambling about the game now, because I've because you know Mae's gonna hit the hay soon. Hit the hay, yeah. She's gonna go to sleep soon. In this particular recording, or I'm having her go to sleep soon. Just me checking everything. See, games like this take me forever to play because I check everything to make sure I've not missed something. I will check every single little nook and cranny. There's these mice you find that I've gone back to feed every single day that I've been able to so far. It's great. But yeah, no, again, this has been Night in the Woods, and I 100% recommend the game. I love it so far. It's fantastic. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've been enjoying playing the game. Yeah, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!